So then other parts in there was the cost of the solution, the track record of the vendor, et cetera, et cetera. So, we did that whole boring due diligence compliance piece as well. So what it means is I get to kick out all of this stuff and replace it with one solution. Now, this slide is an interesting slide because on the right-hand side, you've got the picture of how it's deployed. That looks pretty scary. Actually, it's not too bad. I'm not sure exactly how well you can read that at all. Pretty much, we've got a Blade server sitting there. We run the database, we run the application server on it, and that's sited down in India. We do that for, the main reason is pretty simple. Most of our development team and our support team are based down in Chennai in India. So yes, we have people who use this stuff in Europe, but the numbers game made it pretty clear where we wanted to do it. We also have our BCP sites down in India with our various DR plans and policies, et cetera, et cetera. So we have this stuff. It works really well, even though we're going over our somewhat ropey network, going all the way down to Chennai and back. The Eclipse version of RTC works really well. It's really fast, it's really responsive. That was a major consideration for us because we have so many diverse technologies, we actually started to move everything into Eclipse. So we do Java, who doesn't? We also have our own DSL. There's a couple other bits and pieces that meant we were centralizing on Eclipse. So the fact that this was all based, that RTC is all based on the Eclipse platform was a huge win for us. So it means that as a developer, I fire up my Eclipse, and everything, every tool that I need is all there. So we have some who have sort of 2 or 3 different Eclipses on the go at any one time, but that's just the way developers want to work. But if they want to, they can just have one Eclipse, one perspective, switch as and when you need it. The source control is very good. So where we are right now is we started the project in anger back in February, is where it all kicked off. And where we are right now, I think we're just over the 100 mark now in terms of actual active users on the system. So there's a lot of talk about agile and waterfall and all the rest of it. Well, what we found, rather unsurprisingly, is that one size doesn't fit all. One of the very nice things about RTC is that it will support lots of different methodologies. So we have some teams using agile, using Scrum, some using, I guess we'd say nimble, I think is a phrase I've heard a bit, where it's not quite agile. And yes, we still have some stuff that's more typical waterfall stuff. Maybe we'll move that to agile, maybe we won't, we'll see. As I say, it's mixed technologies and it's mixed languages. And then we come on to the benefits. So there was the stuff that we were expecting. So we were expecting to be able to get a clear view of what everybody was doing. We were expecting to see ticketing across all of the various product lines and all of the various technologies. We were expecting that. That's why we were buying this thing. There were some unexpected benefits, which is really the list here. And the obvious benefits I haven't bothered listing because frankly, the IBM sales material will probably do it better justice than I will. But the unexpected benefits are these sort of things. Now, I've put this one up here, natural documentation. Because the system is fast and responsive and easy to use, stuff that typically, if you were lucky, was written down in an email and then sat in somebody's inbox, or maybe, if you were slightly luckier, was in a Word document, maybe in a database, maybe in a document management system somewhere. Suddenly, this stuff was finding its way onto the work items, because you might as well just type it there as put it anywhere else, because it's nice and easy to use. If you make this stuff easy for people to use, they'll do it. Another quite cool feature, and I just realized it's cool in terms of software development, never mind, in terms of the linked items. So this is where you can say, okay, yeah, this item, whether it's a bug or an enhancement or whatever, is linked to these other things. One of the wonderful things is we started getting the testers and the pre-sales guys loose on this stuff. As they start to get into the new products, they can see, oh, yes, the transparency part. They know about this bug. It's okay. It's really easy to search and find these things. I don't need to then raise a duplicate item. And if I do raise a duplicate item, it's quite easy for the developers to go in and say, yeah, this is a duplicate of this other item, close it off, put the link in it, and that's been working really well. Other aspects, some of the benefits I'm talking about is the history of the plans. So because we've been using Project, which is perfectly fine in and of itself, we weren't particularly good at just keeping a history of the plans all the time. Because, of course, this fundamentally is all running off a database, that's just already there. It's always there. So I can go back and say, well, hang on a minute. This time 2 months ago, we thought this. Now we think this. What's changed? Why has it changed? What can we learn?